What's up everyone, Cam here, and today I'm going to share the story of how my car got towed. Where'd my car go? So just before I get into that story, what I want to share today is two special shout outs. The first shout out is to my buddy Mario. Mario has been one of the veterans on the Game Quarters forum for the past year. He's helped us a ton, and today he shared that he's moving forward in his life. And I just wanted to give him a special shout out because his support over the last year has been so important for not only myself, but for so many people. And we're eternally grateful for his support. And the second shout out is to all my first group of Beyonders. The first group of Beyond just finished and it was so much fun. And today I'm wearing a special sweatshirt in your honor. So thank you guys. I love you guys. And I'm so excited for your progress moving forward. All right. So the other day, I'm having dinner with my friend Adam, and after we finish up, I'm supposed to get in my car to go hang out with my buddy Javon. So I walk across the street. I'm in Los Angeles, in Venice, California. I walk across the street and I look, and my car's not there. And I'm like, yo, where the fuck is my car? Sure enough, I immediately realized that my car got towed. Now, that is something that happens in LA far too often. But what I want to share today is some of the lessons I learned from this experience. And so the first thing I want to share is that so often in life, there are these situations that happen that are somewhat in our control and somewhat not in our control. So yeah, I could say that I have control to not park in the wrong spot for my car to get towed. That's in my control, but in the moment, my car has been towed. So I just want to share how I respond to this, because I think it's so important when, in life, these experiences are going to happen. You're going to fail a test. You're going to fail an exam. Your car is going to get towed. You're going to ask a girl out or a guy out and they're going to say no. Your girlfriend or boyfriend is going to leave you. There's going to be these situations that happen in your life that, although maybe you can learn from them and help ensure they don't happen in the future, the situation is what it is and you have to deal with it. So in that moment when I realized my car got towed, there were a couple ways I responded. Number one, I thought, what is the next action I need to take right now? So the next action is I need to find where the hell is my car? Who has my car? Did it get impounded? Who towed it? I need to figure this information out. So number one, I just started looking around. I found a sign that showed a number. That number didn't work, so I Googled it. Who tows cars in LA, I think I Googled, and I found it, right? Called someone up, found my car. Next, I have to take an Uber from where I am to go pay a fine to get my car back, right? After that, I had to take another Uber somewhere else to go get my car, etc., etc. So there were certain actions I had to take in that moment that was going to help me go from my car got towed to me getting my car back. So that's important to understand. What are the next actions that you can take right now? But that first comes from a place of accepting the fact that the situation is what it is, and you can only control now how you respond to it. So that's the lesson. The situation is what it is. You have to accept it. You have to accept the situation for what it is, and now be able to deal with it. Once you've dealt with it, you can reflect back on how could I have prevented this situation from happening in the first place. Of course, now when I'm in LA, first of all, most of the time, I don't even drive my car. I just take the train now, so I don't have to deal with it. But beyond that, double check, make sure every sign that you can park there, right? But in that moment, me thinking about that stuff isn't gonna help me get my car any sooner. I need to get my car back first. The second most important thing I wanna share is again on this idea of acceptance, but it's on accepting the worst case scenario. So much in life, we only focus on plan A. We don't focus on plan B, plan C, plan D, plan E, because plan B is the first plan of failure, right? And instead we just focus on what's plan A, what's going to ensure that we accomplish what we're trying to accomplish. Now, a few years ago, I read a book called An Astronaut's Guide to Life on Earth by Chris Hadfield. And in this book, Chris describes how astronauts prepare for their missions differently, totally differently than how humans prepare for their goals. One of them is that they build contingency plans for everything. Because when you're in space, if something goes wrong, you need to know how to respond to it immediately. You don't have time to figure out how you need to respond. You need to respond. You have a split second. Otherwise, you could die, and everyone else could too. So for years and years and years, they spend rehearsing and drilling and planning for every possible contingency plan that they need to have. Now, I'm a big believer in just having one plan and one vision and focusing your efforts on it. But the way that I implement that lesson in my life is when things happen, I immediately accept the worst case scenario. In this moment, when my car was gone, the worst case scenario was that was going to cost me like $600. This has happened to me in the past, and it was very expensive. That's $600 US. In that moment, once my car is towed, I've already accepted that this is likely going to cost me at least $600 US. Now, the reason I accept the worst case scenario is, first of all, it's likely. So in that moment, I'm not going to be that much more disappointed because I've already accepted it. I've already acknowledged that that's a possibility. But if I go there and it's only $300, instead of being super upset about that, I feel like I just made $300. I feel like I just got a deal, right? And so it's not as bad as it could have been, which is just part of my mindset to see things from a more positive perspective. Now, sure enough, that shit was $600, which for me sucked. Like, I needed that money. I would have preferred to spend that money in any other way. But it was what it was, and accepting it and taking action to move forward was exactly what I needed to do, because there was nothing else I could do about it other than learn from it for the future. So in your life, what situations are happening where you're resisting them instead of accepting them for what they are and taking the next piece of action to get your car back or to pass the next exam or whatever it is, to be able to move forward? And next time something happens, how can you just accept the worst case scenario so that no matter what, even if that is the case, you've already accepted it, and anything that's better than that, you automatically respond better to, because you're just grateful that it's not as bad as it could have been, which is about developing a mindset of gratitude and appreciation and just a more positive mindset. So I hope that by sharing my story about my car being towed, there's a lesson or two in there for you, because I believe that that's what this is all about. How can you learn from the craziness of my life and take these ideas and implement them into yours? Because ultimately that's all this is. I'm just sharing ideas from my experience, the crazy journey that I'm on, and trying to pass on some of the lessons for you to implement into your own life. But just remember, thinking about them or knowing these lessons will only do so much. It's about actually implementing them and embodying what they mean in your life. So next time you have a situation that comes up that isn't necessarily that great, I want you to take a step back in that moment and remember that you have to accept the situation for what it is, accept the worst possible scenario of it, and now take the next most important step to move forward towards completing and dealing with whatever that situation is. And once you've done that, how can you reflect and learn from it to ensure that as much as you can control the things in your life you can control, that you can help ensure it doesn't happen again. So I hope that helps you out. If it does, make sure you hit thumbs up, make sure you hit subscribe. We're on a mission to 5,000 subscribers right now, so all your support makes a huge difference. Share this video, share your favorite video from the channel, and leave a comment. What is the one takeaway from this video that you're gonna implement into your life? Share that in the comments below. I love to hear from you. I love your comments. I respond to all your comments. So share what the one takeaway is for you from this video, and I'll talk to you soon. All right, peace.